Good evening. Hey, Charlene. Welcome back. Oops, let me do this. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Manny Behind the Mic and a series of interviews with the local political race here in Brownsville, Texas. We've got the mayor's race open and the race for certain commissioner seats, as well as the at-large commissioner seat. And this is for 2023, obviously. We've got some fresh blood in here, some that are newbies, and we've got some that have been around for a bit. And we've talked to many just in the last few weeks. And today, I'm glad to have the opportunity we were able to make it work with Ernesto Lopez. He's running for commissioner, the 2nd district. And his competitors are Katy Presas, who I had the other night, and Linda Macias. I've had her a couple of weeks ago. And for mayor, we've got Erasmo Castro, John Cowan, Jessica Tetro, and Jennifer Stanton. Jennifer will be with us tonight as well at 9 p.m. And she's been confirmed as well. So let's get the show on the road and welcome Mr. Ernesto Lopez. How are you, sir?
Blessed.
How you doing? I'm glad we were able to. I know there was mix up before, and I was messaging you and calling you from another phone, and I hardly ever use that phone, and that's a bad habit. I just put it somewhere, and then I can't find it. So I apologize for the miscommunication.
Okay. We're playing dodgeball.
Yes. So a lot of people don't know about you, haven't heard about you. Your name popped up out of nowhere. And why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, and we'll get started that way.
Well, my name is Ernesto Lopez. I was born here in Brownsville. I went to Gonzalez Elementary, Perkins Middle School, Rivera High School, and also UTB. And basically, I love Brownsville. I'm a patriot, and I was like, you know what? It's time for you to do something. Get more involved with community. I was already involved in the community through a nonprofit, and we did different things through the nonprofit that I created while I was in the military. But I was like, you know what? It's time to step it up a little bit more, and let's see and hear the concerns of everyone that we have, because the same concerns that most people have, I have too, because I'm also a citizen from Brownsville, and I'm here basically to listen to everyone, and hopefully as a team we can network and work together to make Brownsville better.
All right. And was there anything in particular that caused you to decide that you want to jump in and get involved more on a political level, we'll call it?
Yes, the one of the things was the compadrismo. I have a construction company, and I've noticed how the same construction companies always are winning the bids, and the work is staying between the same companies over and over. Bronzo has a lot of opportunities, but it shouldn't be just given to someone that knows someone that's inside. And one of the things that I'm a vendor for the city of Bronzo, but I have
Mm.
never gotten a project for the city of Bronzo. But that being said, and if I do get the privilege to become the commissioner, we're gonna exit our company, so we're not vendors for the city of Bronzo. Like that, there's no favoritism, not even for me, for no one. But I would like to give the opportunity to many contractors, and basically one of the things is to educate other contractors so they know how to become a vendor for the city of Bronzo, show them
Mm.
how to use the bidding process. And Bronzo needs a massive list of vendors like that. It's always competitive, but what we can be doing multiple projects at the same time, and it's not the same families getting those funds.
Yeah, that's very true. There are many people who own their own business who should have an opportunity to do some work with the city, but the process, they don't know what it's like. Because there is a process to apply, and you have to become a vendor and approved and all that, right? Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so that would be very good, and also make the process easier. One of the things we're going to talk about is one of the make it easier for a small business to start up and have not so much red tape or
Yeah.
bureaucracy to have to go through, because that's what turns off a lot of people. They may not be they may be business minded, but once they, oh man, all this paperwork and all these fees, and that's why they decide not to run or not to apply.
So to jump into that topic you meant about entrepreneurs, so within the construction, of course we need to get with the permitting department, and make it like a town hall and invite all the contractors and builders from Bronzo. Get with the building department. How can we work together to make a faster process for inspections and for permitting? That's one. For entrepreneurs, what we need to do, we need to close the gap, because Bronzo has a lot of opportunities and a lot of services to help any entrepreneur to start their business or make their business flourish more. But we got to close the gap. I'll give you an example. We purchased a food truck. We purchased a food truck 4 months ago, and for those 4 months, we've been paying the bank, but we can never open the food truck because every time we try to open it, oh, you also need this, and you need this, and you need this. So what we need is a faster way. Okay, you know what? When you come inspect, tell me all the things that I need to do at once. There's no reason to come multiple times to inspect and tell me what I need.
Mm.
And it's just there's a blockage of communication, and also sharing the education so anybody does not lose time, because any entrepreneur, time is precious, because we gotta pay bills, and if the business not making money, it's gonna hurt us before even we trying. So a lot of people get discouraged.
Yeah, yeah. You did mention you were a member of the armed forces. Is that correct?
Yes, I was in the army, and it was a privilege to be there in the army. Served in Afghanistan, traveled around the world, and my I wanted to retire from the military, but I got wounded in Afghanistan,
Mm.
and I received the Purple Heart. That's the word that nobody wants. Um,
Right. Yeah.
so it's been a journey, and through the military, I was able to go to school. While I was in the army, I took advantage and got a couple of associate's degrees while I was in service, and then I got out, used my J bill, and I'm thinking about going back to school and continue using my Texas Hazelwood Act so I can get a master's.
Well, thank you for your service. Definitely.
You're welcome.
I always tell everyone that, I wish, originally I wanted to go into the service, but my mom was very protective, and she did say, "You're my only son. I don't want you to die," and always the worst. So I didn't jump in at the time, but I do find it very commendable that there are people who don't think of themselves and just want to serve our country. So thank you so much for that. Do you think some of that training the things you experienced, the training that you had, perhaps makes you an ideal candidate for some kind of political office? As a
Well,
leader.
the there's no better organization than the military. If you can function in combat while you're getting shot at, um, anything else you don't get anxious. Like you know the mission, you know the goal, and you execute it, and other logistics that it takes in actual theater, like from communication to fueling to food, everything. And I learned the whole process. Like I was in the military, but I was not just a soldier. Like I always win boards, soldier of the month, soldier of the quarter, and so on. And I love the military, and I learned everything, the history, and how actually function. A lot of people do not understand that any job that you have is vital for your growth. For example, if you're working at a Home Depot, eh, learn everything from Home Depot. Learn who are who's the vendors, who's the buyers. Learn about the product, and you never know in the future that can help you to excel in your own venture.
Mm.
So from the military, that's how I structured my company. And we have a platoon leader, platoon sergeant, uh, squad leaders, team leaders, and we operate exactly like the military. And it's teamwork. So that being said, uh, that's one of many things that I have experienced that I can bring into the city of Bronzo, so we can continue growing and moving forward.
Very nice. Has anybody in your family have ever been in public office or any of that?
No, this I'm the first person um, trying to get into the political spectrum, and it's also not just for my family, but I will also inspire other people that have no ties, no strings, no nothing with no one. Yes, I have voted for different candidates along my way because my freedom. So I do talk to different candidates because I gotta find out what's their mind, their goals. I done that because I exercised my right to vote. But tied to someone, I can honestly say that zero ties to anyone, and people can ask around, look around, nothing. Like I have supported different people,
Mm.
and the reason is that like you do your homework and everything, and you exercise your vote. Like that's what it is. But it's the first time, and it's been a great experience. And one of the things that I do know, the city should be it's a business. So if you can operate a business, you can operate a city. And for example, we went from 3 employees to 80. So it's really hard to maintain 80 employees. And what from there, the structure of the company broke down. So about 9 companies came out of our company. So I started teaching all my employees how to operate a company. That some of them got motivated to open their own company. I showed them how to do contracts, showed them insurances. I'm teaching them about credit, teach them about good vendors. I taught them everything, and every employee in our organization, they have access to see everything that they were doing, and we taught a lot of people, and I'm proud of the individuals that branched out and went to one venture, because at the end you got to pass the knowledge. What's the whole point of knowing knowledge if you don't pass it?
Very, very well said. That's very nice. Um, I was going to ask you, you've talked to the people now for the last few weeks, and you mentioned to me that you go block walking all the time, and you were out there today block walking. In fact, that's why you're in your car, because you
Yeah,
were just
that's
block
that's what
walking,
we're
right?
doing right now.
And if you've listened to the residents of the second district, and what kind of things have you heard? What are they concerned about? What are the issues that they are concerned about?
So one of the biggest concerns is that they and this is more for the neighborhoods, the barrios that um, they get neglected. And if you go to different areas, a lot of people have nice streets and sidewalks. Basically, people want better streets. Uh, Sidewalks is one of the biggest things that people are asking, and they say that um, the sidewalks will help combat also health issues in the city of Brownsville, so people can be walking more and using their bikes in areas that you cannot put a bike lane, and and safety, safety, and safety is one of the biggest ones for those low income neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And for example, we went to a neighborhood, and I grew up in that neighborhood. So, but I went to that street and we knocked, and someone opens the door with a shotgun, like,
Whoa.
"Hey, who are you?" And we're campaigning, and then I started talking to the person, whatever, and he's like, "Well, like, I talked to the person like for 20 minutes, and
Mhm.
then he was saying, one of our concerns here is there's a lot of theft, or there's a lot of shootings here in this area, and we need more support." And then I went to the next door neighbor, and they're saying, "You know what, our kids cannot be outside because there's constant shootings here that get reported, but we're we're neglected." And I got all the names and addresses from the areas of the concerns, because I was telling you I'm making a report for District 2, and also speed bumps, because a lot of people speed through those areas. And as I was going down the block, it's some of the same concerns: lighting, that they cannot see. They need more lights in that area.
Yeah.
And then one of the things that they were saying, look, there's a canal in the back, and people come through this dead end street. They go in, but then they're speeding and go to the ditch that's in the back, and they use that as a road. And it's not a road. Like, we need to close it and only
Oh,
give
yeah.
access to the city to use it. And they're saying that's something that's going on, because people go there and tend to use their firearms to shoot them to the ditch, like a shooting range. And they're like, you know what, like, all these concerns that we have, and there's more things that the but it's been really interesting in that area, that people are saying that it's being neglected, and they're like, you know what, a lot of people don't even come to talk to us.
Yeah, we've heard that a few times, about certain neighborhoods being, or people, not just neighborhoods, feel like they're
Yeah,
being
yeah,
neglected. And some parts of the city are getting more of the attention, and whatever funds are available, it seems like money is going that way, and it's not getting spread around evenly.
correct.
And that's very good. It's very good that you've gotten a lot of feedback from the people of that district. Uh, Ernesto Lopez is running for commissioner of District Number 2 here in the city of Brownsville, Texas, in South Texas. And so another question was that the big topic as of late has been Tanasca and what happened with PUB and everybody's electric rates. And you're aware with what happened with all that situation?
Yeah, it's been what is it? Is it a shameful period when that happened for the city of Brownsville, for the residents?
Yeah.
That's what it is. People involved should be ashamed of what happened. It was a great idea, but maybe it was just in the wrong people.
Yeah. And will you help fight to get some of that money back? I know
Oh
numbers
yes,
are being thrown
100%,
around, 29 or $30 million and
30 some
whatever.
million.
Yeah. And
In reality, they should pay everything, but then where are they gonna get the money from? That's like the truth. So that's why they're only presenting that amount of money that is being able to go back to the residents.
yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, the whole amount in question is really 179, $180 million.
Hmm.
And as of right now, they said the amount that will get returned is about 30 million,
Correct.
between 29 and 31 million, something like that. In your eyes, what do you see as the most important issue facing the city, or what is something that you would like to tackle if you do win the seat? What's the area of concern that you would like to take care of?
So the city has different opportunities of growth. There's a lot of uh, areas that we can continue growing and bringing more business to Bronzo. So be within the development of Bronzo, of economically, and we can bring a lot of new businesses to Bronzo. For example, right now I'm currently making a school for. It's gonna be in the area of District Two, and that's gonna be a technical school. And I I I'm making that school with people that are brought out of Bronzo, different people that I've been meeting through different networks for entrepreneurs. So we're bringing that, and there's different things besides. One of the things, education. We got to educate people how to make money and become self-sufficient, and that's what I'm trying. Like for me, share the knowledge, show people how to open their businesses, and kind of network. eBridge is awesome for the city of Bronzo, and I believe that's gonna be like it's gonna bring a lot more entrepreneurs, but people need to know about eBridge and actually take advantage of the opportunities that's there. But besides bringing more businesses, we have the airport. That's a topic that people have been bringing, trying to get more airlines. We have the Port of Bronzo that has a lot of potential to continue growing. We have the aerospace industry. Right now, basically, Bronzo it's heading to become the Silicon Valley, but for the aerospace uh, industry.
Hmm.
And we have we have a lot of things for expansion. But overall, educating the citizens for different opportunities, not just business, but like for education too.
Yeah, well said. There's a lot of areas of the city that need work, and you mentioned a little while ago about people being they feel like they've, and I'll say it again. I know I just said it, but it's so important when people feel like they've been neglected or forgotten. It's a horrible feeling that you feel that way about your city. It's like your city that doesn't care about you, and that's why I think that, of course, with other reasons that voter turnout is so low,
Yeah.
and so many people registered. I believe just under 100,000 are registered, but we only get a voter turnout of I don't know, 10 or 12,000 maybe.
Yesterday, I had a. It was a. I mean, what is that word? It impacted me a lot to
Mhm.
hear the desperation of this individual. Like they kicked us out of the house, out of the yard, and he's like, I don't know why people that run in politics come. I've been trying to submit his concerns. We collected signatures and everything. Nobody cares. Like, get out of here. And I was like, hey, sir, like, what's your concern? And he told me he was talking about a speed bump because and he's like, no, it doesn't matter. You're not gonna do nothing about it. You're just like everybody else that comes here. Like this is like you guys just focus on neighborhoods that they said you come here for our votes, but when it's time if you win, you don't come and help us because you're only catering to the people that have more money. And I said, what about us? What about us? And get out of my property. So I got his information and everything, and I added that thing also to the report because like it's shameful that people, especially that they feel that they're neglected and forgotten, and 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 I was just listening. I was listening to him, and I said, you know what, I'm doing a report, and he said, man, you're not doing nothing. That's what he
Wow.
said. But he my thing that was impactful because you gotta hear his voice. It was trembling, like not really of anger, but of sadness. And that's like, man, like people want to be involved, but if you don't come back and follow up with them, they're not gonna be involved no more.
Yeah, and that's what turns people against their own government, their own city, their mayors, their commissioners, is when there are concerns and it seems like nobody's listening to them. So that leads up to my next question. when you started campaigning, what kind of feedback are you getting from all the black walking that you're doing? I know you mentioned this gentleman now and some of the experiences you had. Overall, how do you feel your campaign is going? What kind of feedback are you getting from the people?
So I tell people, you know what? Get to know other candidates. Get to know other candidates. Here's my number. If you have any concerns, talk to me. And then at the moment they start right there telling you the concerns. So sometimes I last from 10 minutes with somebody. Sometimes I lasted over an hour, like staying and talking to the individual. And I'm not here like I tell them I'm here to actually to listen. I'm not here just for your vote. I'm here to listen and to bring those concerns. But overall, they ask who's backing you up, who's funding your campaign, who you're working with, and what's your experience. Have you been on any boards? Uh, what ideas do you have for the city? What makes you different from everyone else? And they're asking, and some of them they're like, oh, we're glad that you're coming for the block walking because we didn't even know that there was a third candidate.
Hmm.
And that's the truth. And I've gotten that often. And I said, well, I didn't spend that much money. I have a couple signs, but I'm doing block walking. That's my main thing, and try to talk to everybody. Yes, there's a thing. There's this thing called a van list, and I'm pretty sure you heard of it. That people get it, and there's a list that tells you who votes, how many votes per house, and stuff like that. But I'm just going door to door, and I'm also using the van list to a certain extent, but I'm not depending on the van list. Um, like there's a lot of registered voters out there. It's a huge pool of people that got registered voters. We registered over 200 people to sign up to vote, and and I tell everybody this: just because you know me, don't vote for me. Vote for me because you believe that I can do the job, that I have the integrity, and you know that you can count on me. Like, make sure you do your research, talk to everybody, give the opportunity to each candidate, like talk to them to find out your concerns. Because I tell you, but if you vote for me just because you know me, then it's back to comparismo, and that's not the way I'm running this campaign. Like I even tell even my own family members, don't vote for me because I'm your cousin or etc. Like make sure that you talk to everybody and exercise your right correctly with that no comparismo. Like we need to get away from that mindset so we can grow and move forward.
Yeah. Have you had people wanting to help you and donate to your campaign, and or are you completely self-funded?
I have been approached many times, and I tell them thank you. And I said, if you want to donate to a nonprofit. I said like donate different organizations, the city of Bronzo. I said like right now we can only spend around $3,000, and we're gonna spend a little bit more along the road, but I'm not using nobody's money. It's just my military paycheck.
Okay. And shoot, I was gonna ask you one more thing. So we are at the point here, wrapping up here. Ernesto Lopez, you're in an elevator and you've got some residents that live in your district with you. What's your sales pitch? What do you tell them? Why should they vote for Mr. Ernesto Lopez?
So first of all, say what floor are we going to, and, and then I'll press the button to see where we're going to, and I say, you know what, my name is Ernesto Lopez. I'm running for Commissioner of District 2. I would like to advocate for the veterans so they can have more medical care here in the city of Bronzo, and also support any organization and individuals that would like to make a veterans cemetery so we can continue honoring our veterans. And besides just helping District 2, also helping everybody in the community, because it's more than District 2, it's a whole community together. And overall, sharing ideas and networking and listening to everybody. and it cannot be just like your way. As a leader, you have to listen to everybody, and you have to actually, um, it's everybody's concerns over your concern. Selfless service. So in the army, selfless service is one of the army values, and I hold that one dear. I'll put everybody before myself. I already did it once for the entire country, and now I want to do it for the community of Bronzo.
Very nice. Anyone, if you live in District 2 and you're considering voting, you still don't know who you're going to vote for, consider Mr. Ernesto Lopez. Look him up. You got a Facebook page for your campaign?
It's Ernesto Lopez for Commissioner District 2, and my number is 956-525-9845. If I don't answer, send a text and I'll reply.
There you go. So do your research. And again, I always saying, get out to vote. Get out and vote. Encourage others in your family or your friends to do the same. Mr. Lopez, this is not the first time we're going to talk. We'd like to speak to you again, maybe a little bit after early voting has started. Maybe we can get together again before Election Day on May 6th.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thanks to everybody watching.
Yes, have a good evening, everyone. Mr. Ernesto Lopez, candidate for District 2 Commissioner for the City of Brownsville. And thank you so much. We will be in touch again. Definitely we'll talk to you again. And in the meantime, we've got Jennifer Stanton coming here at 9 o'clock, so I'll be back here for that. She's running for mayor of Brownsville, Texas. And another, what I'll call a newbie, as a lot of people don't know where she's from, and she just kind of popped out of nowhere, kind of. So it'd be interesting to speak with her. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back. I'll be back about an hour and a half. We'll see you then.